blanket on, put a beanie on, but have that window open so you've got pure air. Number 2, sunshine. Did you know that sunshine, I know there wasn't much today, but you had some good sunshine yesterday, didn't you? And the body stores sunshine well. The sun is the doctor in the sky, okay? It is not the enemy. And did you know that one of the causes of skin cancers is a vitamin D deficiency? Your face only needs 15 minutes a day. Don't put any creams or potions on it. Just let the sun come on your skin. So if that sun comes out, run out into it and take as much off as you dare so that the sun's on. The sun is a healer. It'll boost your white blood cells. Number 3, there are some things that will kill off the white blood cells. One is refined sugar. It will kill off the white blood cells. There's a book called Proof Positive by Dr. Neil Nedley, and he actually gives a percentage of how many lollies kill how many white blood cells and how many white blood cells are killed off by a slice of cheesecake. And he defines it exactly. So keep away from the sugar. Also caffeine. Caffeine can inhibit the proper production of the white blood cells, and the hybridized wheat. Now the hybridized wheat does not kill off the white blood cells. The hybridized wheat stimulates an overproduction of eosinophils. So you can have a problem if you've got not enough white blood cells and you've got too many white blood cells. Now, if you've got a cold, you'll have a lot of white blood cells, and that is good because they're fighting your cold. But when you get a particular white blood cell like the eosinophil in large amounts, the eosinophils are the histamine carriers. And histamine, when it's in high amounts, does everyone know what you get? Allergies. And if someone has an allergy and they go to the doctor, what will he give them? Antihistamines. So too many eosinophils can cause allergies. Now at Misty Mountain Health Retreat, I'd do live blood analysis, and I'd get a drop of blood and put it up on the screen. And these eosinophils, they light up like bright lights. Whereas these others don't, they're not like bright lights. Basophils is a bit bright lights too. Now on one drop of blood, there should be 2 eosinophils in that whole drop of blood. And if someone has a gluten sensitivity, I will see 6 eosinophils. And if someone has, so that's a sensitivity. If someone has that's to gluten. If someone has a gluten intolerance, I will see 8 to 10 eosinophils. That's an intolerance. And if someone has celiac, I will see 15 to 20, sometimes I've seen 23. That's celiac. One lady, I saw an intolerance in her blood because she had about 8 to 10 eosinophils. She said, oh no, I've had a test for celiac and I'm not celiac. I said, no, you're not celiac, but you're intolerant. The test will not show intolerance or sensitivity. And if someone is sensitive or intolerant and they keep eating the wheat, guess what they're going to get to? Is celiac. And if someone is celiac and they totally stop all wheat, they can bring themselves back to intolerance and even sensitivity. And they can get to the point where they can have a slice of bread, maybe once a month, and not get a reaction. One lady said, since I've stopped the wheat, I don't have a cat allergy anymore. Another lady said, since I've stopped the wheat, I don't have a horse allergy anymore. Another lady said, since I've stopped the wheat, I don't have a dust allergy. Another lady said, I don't have the pollen allergy anymore. Oh, it's much easier to blame the cat and the horse and the dust and the pollen than the wheat. And you can see why. Because when we have an intolerance to it, It increases the eosinophils, which increases the histamine carriers, and there's your allergies. Aha. I'll just push the button. Stop the wheat, dairy, refined sugar. So those things must stop. So the dairy, there, as I said earlier, about 60% of Australians, it says, are intolerant to dairy. How can we boost the immune system? Number 4 is sleep between the hours of 9 p.m. and 2 a.m. They're the hours of power. That's when your batteries are being recharged. That's when your immune system is getting a boost. How many people are prevented from sleeping in those hours because of technology? The most dangerous time to allow your eyes to be exposed to the screens are in those hours. There must be some rules in the home for the children, for the teenagers, for the adults. I've got study to do. We'll go to bed at 7:30 and get up at 3. You can do it then. Get up at 4. You can do it then. Number 5, exercise. The high intensity interval training increases blood supply to the bones, and it's in your bone marrow where your white blood cells are made, except for your lymphocytes. They're made in your lymphatic system. And so ideally some of your high intensity should be rebounding. We've got to start jumping. The kids know what to do. Rebound. It's one of the best investments that you can make. 3 minutes twice a day. How's that? Every office should have one. Staff are getting a bit tired. Get them on the rebounder. Number 6 is proper diet. And we just covered the proper diet. High fibre. They're the 3 essentials, is fibre, protein and fats. One of the questions was, there is a doctor that says the fat you eat, the fat you wear. But I've known people on fat-free diets and they're very large. Do you know, really, it's the fat you eat isn't the fat you wear, because fat doesn't make you fat. It's the wheat and the sugar you eat. That's your wheat belly. That's where it dumps. That's basic anatomy and physiology. Especially your saturated fats. Do you know what your body loves doing with saturated fats? And the best saturated fats is your coconut. Burns it as fuel. It's like the farmer, the Australian farmer who got coconuts cheap to fatten up his cows. Well, his cows lost fat, put on muscle, started bounding round the paddocks. So if you want to bound round the paddock, what do you eat? The coconut.